Well, I've actually taken redundancy from the pit and now started working for a chemist news agency. I do a news agency on the morning and do deliveries of prescriptions and oxygen in the afternoon. We deliver to homes, residential homes, and more or less old people who can't get out of the house, you know. It's a different environment. You're not stuck down under the ground, you're out in the open air, you know, meeting different people all the time. I don't want to go down that black hole anymore, you know.
I could have done better, put it that way. I was disappointed in my results as such. There's a few near misses, is what you days, a few near misses where that extra answer maybe have made a difference. So I had quite a few misses, so there were 3 or 4 grades differences.
Really, I was disappointed in these exam results as such. But as I said before, to me, it's who you know, for jobs nowadays.
Mark's always been the shirt and tie sort of job. The white collar job. It's always been for Mark, I think. Not like his dad.
The way things are at the moment, it's any training they can get is going to be benefit to them. As far as jobs go, I can't see any future at all for the young ones, you know.
Why, you've got to be optimistic in this day and age. You've got to think, why, at the end, I hope to get a job. There's chain stores who I was looking for retail managers as such, that I was opening stores here and there.
What did you think when you saw his results, Ray? Were they what you were expecting?
Well, I was very pleased, and with it having such a traumatic year, with his mum dying, and I thought, oh, well, you would knock him right off as far as his exams, but he seemed to, in some ways, bury himself into his work, and well, it paid dividends. I'm very pleased with what he did at the finish, yeah. Well, it's very difficult to talk about, other than to say that she had a lot of bother with depression over the years, and she had made attempts to take her life previous times, and this time she was successful. But other than that, I just find it difficult to talk about.
After getting my results, I decided beforehand I'd go back to further education, stay on at school to do A-levels. So.
And what are you doing there?
I'm doing French, computers, economics, maths and general studies.
You know, he's knuckled down to the work, and I've never had to, at any time, say to him, get on with your work. Well, quite honestly, there's a stage now I couldn't help him in any case. But he's always loved his school, and that's it. And I think that's half the battle. If you enjoy doing a thing, you'll do well in it.
She totally wasted the last few months at school. Wasted that one time and wasted the teacher's time. And I think after she left, just do the dishes, I wished I was back at school. And I think if you had your time over again, you would have stuck in this time, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. You've got to start from scratch again. She done okay in the exams, but nowhere near as she could have done. Well, if you'd done the work, you would have.
I did do the work. I had done the work. It's just, I didn't take time on it, that's all.
She wasted the chance.
Well, I was enjoying myself, you know, just having a laugh, messing about, as you do, everybody likes to. But I was sick because everybody else was either at college or they were working and they all had money. And I had to keep getting it off my mum, and we were just arguing about money all the time.
Well, she's been out to work all these weeks, but she's still expected £20 every Saturday to go to the Blue Monkey. And 5 is here and 10 is there to go to the raves and things, which she's been getting. I mean, she does get a canny whack to go nightclubbing and things. I mean, I don't grudge her a night out, don't get us wrong. But for a while there, our priorities were totally wrong. Out all night and sleeping all day. And I didn't like it. She knew I didn't like it. And I said to Vanessa that she's at Miltech. Obviously, she can still go out on Fridays and Saturdays and whenever night she likes, but Now she's going to have to come home instead of going to these all-night raves and things. I mean, apart from Friday and Saturday, she's all right, but through the week, she's just going to have to learn to come home at 11 o'clock because she's got to get up for work or college the next day.
No, I don't have to come home at 11 o'clock.
Well, you know, reasonable hour, I mean.
It would be my own fault. I would just have to get up.
Yeah, but if you couldn't get up, and then you're going to lose your job again, aren't you?
No, but I will be able to.
Okay.
Just have to learn to, won't I? You don't come in at 11 o'clock when you go out.
Good evening. There's celebration on Wearside tonight with the news that the Queen has conferred city status on Sunderland. The town has been seeking the honour for 60 years. It was chosen from 24 applicants to mark the 40th anniversary of the accession to the throne. The news has been welcomed by politicians and development agencies alike. They believe the increased status will help them attract new investment and jobs to Sunderland.
Oh yay, oh yay! The Queen, on the recommendation of the Home Secretary, has been graciously pleased to command that, to mark the 40th anniversary of Her Majesty's accession to the throne, the borough of Sunderland shall have the status of a city.
Well, I regard this as probably the most important event in my political career. And that goes back some time, some 32 years. It doesn't carry any material awards, but it offers something far more important to this city of Sunderland now. Pride in ourselves and greater status with outsiders. I think in 10 years' time, we will look back and see this as a turning point in Sunderland's history.
Right. Can you get it? This is a campaign which we're running between now and Christmas. It'll go in most of the national colour supplements of national newspapers. And what we're really trying to say to people is your conceptions of the Northeast as a backward-looking, dull place are simply not borne out by the facts. The people who live here enjoy themselves, they're excited with life, there's lots of good things happening. Now, whether that succeeds or it doesn't succeed, I don't know, but I believe it's worth trying. Because this town has to look outward as well as inward. If it's going to bring the industries to the area that we want it to, it's got to be a place that people want to come to. The area has to present itself confidently and proudly to the outside world.
You want to pay the papers?
Yes,
What's
please.
the number?
55.
What I'm actually doing is a retail certificate level 2. It's through Miltech, a training service. Obviously YT. It's actually worked on a day release basis where I work actually 4 days at the placement, the place of work. It's quite a small shop, but it does enough business to keep it running. Although it's small, it gets a lot of customers through. And it's a very fast turnover, especially the ice creams today, obviously with it being hot today. And I was just talking to the owner the other day, and she says, when the Seaburn has an air show day, she says, have a guess how many people have had through today? I mean, the day where they had it. I says, oh, a couple of thousand? She says, no, 10,000 people have had through. I says, I couldn't, I threw a little small shop like that, had 10,000 people through in a matter of hours. And I couldn't believe it myself.
How's your A-levels going?
Great at the moment. I've just had A-level deadlines, which has made me more determined to get on with my studies, so it's helped a lot. So I was starting to go a little bit off the tracks and get sick of lessons, so I need something to get me back on the track.
1. 2y first, then dy by dx equals 1. How would you do this one? Think of it entirely as y at the moment, as it is.
I'm taking maths and mechanics in 1 year and computers. I would like to go into further education again. I'll probably apply to, hopefully, say one of the better universities, say Cambridge, if I think that I may actually have the chance of getting in there.
Because y equals?
Just a glorified dishwasher, and all the breakfasts have gone on the wards, and then when they've come back, everything's sorted into cutlery, plates, cupboards, lids, bases, whatever, and they're all put through this glorified dishwasher, and they're both washed and sterilised, and then they're put back into containers, and then it's just a continuous process after that. Breakfast, dinner, tea, and that's it.
I don't have any social life as such anymore, where before everything was all out and about with the girls and just working through the day, weekends with for shopping or lazing about or doing my garden or spending time with Amanda at cake fit and swimming. I don't have any time anymore for that. I work twice as hard. Since I bought the house, I had to take on the second job as Amanda got older, because everything got more expensive and then running the house. So I had to take this second job on. And consequently, Amanda's left school and doesn't have a job. And I don't get anything to keep her or any family allowance or anything like that. So I need this job, so I work about anywhere between 20 and 30 hours in here, plus me 40 hours in the office. And there's not enough hours in the day anymore. So from being a party animal in a sense, I'm a workaholic. How fast we work.
Oh, I've got to be out. We'll go out on a Saturday night and a Sunday night. I know loads of people now from like when I go to raves and things, you meet loads of people. It's a good night. Just all meet. Everybody shouts who fancies coming out for a drink, and then we're just all piling some cars, and that's it, we're off. Decide where we're going on the way.
She just had me absolute nervous wreck. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't concentrate. And I used to just go wandering around. And when she came, I was shaking all the time. And every time the phone rang, I had to go into trouble. I had something happen.
She just lost all interest in everything and going with a different crowd. This crowd were like single parents and didn't work. I mean, I'm not saying that they were bad kids, they were all good kids, you know, I met a lot of them, they spent a lot of time in my house. But she just saw the wrong side of it. She just saw a side where you could live and have a good time without having to work for it, and unfortunately she went the same way.
And the more she didn't have, the more she wanted the job and couldn't get a job, the more aggressive she became. And I think it's pure frustration with her, absolutely frustration, because I couldn't do anything with her at all, and normally she was good with me, but I just couldn't cope with her in the end. She just, and our poor mother, well, devastating our mother she was. She was just, you know.
And she said, I'm going to go to Germany for a holiday with my dad. And I said, okay, then you go for a holiday with your dad. And she said, okay, then I'm going for a holiday. I said, okay, then I'll buy you a ticket. So I bought her a ticket. And while I was going for the ticket, she was on a high horse because she wouldn't get money. I wasn't giving her money to go out because I was trying to sort of cut back on her spending money. And she said, well, you can buy me a one-way ticket. But she said it in front of her friends, trying to be clever. So I said, okay, I'll buy your one-way ticket. And I came back with a new passport I had made for her and a one-way ticket to Germany. And off she went.